Would you be open to sharing one thing you're feeling right now and your name?
Yes, Marv. Do I stand? Okay. Yes, Marv. Thank you, man, for the opportunity. So, to me, I'm sorry I got in a little late. I had a dental appointment. Wow. You know, what I received was the compassion of the sexual assault. The message that went out for that was deep insight into a repentant mindset to never want to commit any crime against anyone. That's the message I got from the play. It was powerful. So with that, you brothers and sisters, and thank you for coming, and you brothers that have gotten down inside that play, outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Marv. Thank you so much. All right, who would like to share, as Marv said, something you received from our show? Okay, down here, your name?
Ladies and gentlemen, actors, it was an impressive job. Congratulations. I've never been in a live presentation before, and I know you in blue all these years, but I never see you in different clothes before. You impressed me. I don't know your names are physical, but I have Saul here, I have Carlos over there, I have all of you guys. I see you every day in the yard, dressed in blue, with your own expressions, with your own feelings, represent the energy and the sports and everything else. But as an actor, I think you did a great job, because you didn't have your last rehearsal, and you did a live presentation during the last 2 hours. You have to be proud of yourself. God bless you, and congratulations. Do it again.
Thank you, Carlos. Eddie?
First of all, y'all actors, man, you know, wasn't no program last Friday, but I seen y'all in the gym getting it together. You know, y'all putting in that work outside, and that's why this performance was so good. You know, I'm always impressed with the memory skills of everybody in Shakespeare, and Shakespeare. It's like amazing. But man, this is all the inside group. That means you guys can have no actors from the outside with you, but you guys still put together a beautiful play. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Anybody have a question for our ensemble? A question over here. And if you could share your name first.
Hi, my name is Jordan Julius. I know a couple of you guys, but my question is, who came up with the idea to incorporate the learning aspect of the play?
Hey, thank you. Who wants to take that? Let's pass the mic.
Yeah, my name is Colby Southwood. It was a collective collaboration. So like we all agreed that first we really weren't even sure if we really wanted to do this play specifically, just due to the violence that it had in it, and a lot of us being involved with violence our whole lives. But we really wanted to tackle something that that nobody really has done before, and kind of make it a more positive thing, a learning experience rather than just something that you're going to watch. So we really worked hard on collaborating together to figure out the right thing to say at the right moments, and then give it to you guys how it was.
Steve Turner. I think the one thing that for me stood out was a lot of the idea for what we did with the commentary was Leslie's idea, because she saw what we had to communicate with this. The fact that there were subject matters in this that would never be touched anywhere else again in a prison. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first time this production has ever been done inside the walls of a prison.
In California.
In California. So we hit on subject matters. Some of the actors themselves were having a lot of trouble doing their roles because they had to dig into things that they thought they had covered years ago. There were parts of Titus that I had to dig into from 46 years ago, 50 years ago. And the hatred, the anger, the frustration. That's what drama therapy is all about. That's why we do this class. Because it helps us grow as an individual. But that's what the commentary was. That was our way of showing what we're gaining out of this class and what it is giving back to the community.
Thank you, Steve. I want to echo that, how Leslie just so masterfully put together this script, including, we did a lot of writings with different prompts, and just beautifully weaving together everybody sharing, really giving voice to all that came through. So, thank you to Leslie. Yes. Anybody else have a question or something that touched you about our show? How about on this side? Well, I want to ask the group, in going through this journey, there's a lot that came up, and even like Leslie was sharing earlier, we didn't know that we wanted to put on this show. So now that we've taken this journey together, what's something you're taking away that's valuable from this process? Tall.
Relatively tall. One of the things that had to be recognized was it is in fact traumas. There are some horrible things that go on, especially in Gaza right now. But when you start hearing about something that's so terribly happening, and you can relate it with other people, that empathetic thing, it tends to lessen it down a little bit the more you get into it. You talk about it. You share what's going on with you. There's some things I had to share about myself because some people didn't feel comfortable speaking about certain things they have been involved with, done, situations like that. And in doing so, others felt more comfortable bringing something out of their own self, coming out of that thing that, living in denial, self-blame, and all that stuff, and started to do something about it. What I do is just be an encouraging individual to show everybody that no matter how bad your life was, you do have that ability to change it. It ain't about what you did in the past anymore. It's about what you're doing right now, today. That you could be of service to someone else that might have went down the wrong road like you did. That's who I am now. I'm a vehicle that's trying to do things that brings healing to victims and transformation to offenders. I want to hit both sides. Not just one. You want to hit both sides. And that's pretty much what I have to say.
Hi, my name is Jay Kim. Something valuable that I got from this journey is, it's funny because we mentioned before that this is actually a more serious production, right? All of our previous productions were kind of more comical, humorous. So to tackle these kind of themes, it's really heavy because, most of us in here are incarcerated for some type of violent crime. Most of us are, right? And I can safely say that there's probably a lot of individuals from the outside who have either experienced themselves or have witnessed some form of violence, maybe growing up, right? In the household, the workplace, the church, wherever, right? And so for me, what made this so valuable is again, it comes down to just being aware that everything that we do, everything that we say has ripple effects and reverberations towards the person next to us, always, constantly, whether directly or indirectly. So this has helped me just be more, again, like, am I either creating harm or peace? That's what it comes down to. That's what it really boils down to, right? And you know, am I living events that honors my victims, right? And leads a life that is helping others or not? That's really what it is. And you know, this actually might be my last production here. And so for me, it was just being around these wonderful people. I've been around with some of these guys since I first started several years ago. So it's just, I mean, this is what healing looks like. This is what rehabilitation looks like. This is what community really looks like. So this is what I got from this experience. Thank you.
Hello, my name is John Ray Earthsey, and what I want to do is honor this group here. We've been through struggles before, went through things right here with each other and doing things that we had to talk about it and get a good understanding with each other and have each other back. I honor y'all, bro, and I appreciate y'all for being there for each other, and we did it, man, we rock. And then we're going to keep doing it, right?
I have to really bro. My name is Tim. I really wanted to take this opportunity and hopefully do justice. I had a friend last night, my neighbor Pat. We said something personal. Don't need to say what it was. My response to it, I can say that because I can share what I said. Value is not something to obtain from external things, but it's within. What I mean by that is, if I was to see my own worth, then really what I'm valuing is superficial. It's based on external. I have to learn how to see what I'm worth and value what I bring to it. So there was a saying in Shakespeare, there's a superficial substance that sometimes I'm looking at, and that has nothing to do with the true, authentic material that I have within. And so I mean is that external things can't bring me the love I need to feel appreciated, to be accepted, to really sum it up. Those are the things I've always sought. And I saw them through the outside things where I can get them from people, the validations. And I just want to say, if anything, that display is really about that. It's about knowing your self-worth and who you are and not seeking outside the things you need. That's what I got.
Hi, so my name is Sharon, and I'm one of Lorenzo's teaching artists at another institution, but I've seen many a show and been involved with many a show here in San Quentin. And I could go on for half an hour about how brilliant I thought you guys were in all the different approaches you took on this play. And but I'll just talk about one of the things, which is I so appreciated the stepping out of character, deliberately stepping out of the character to say, you know, this is not who we are, to really question what was going on. You know, this might be a horror movie, but don't laugh. Well, not that you can't laugh, but don't just indulge yourself and then, interrogate it and say, and also, fight for who you are, like Lavinia. I thought that was such a brilliant thing about a number of the characters. And also, this is the first time I've seen this play where I thought, you cannot silence Lavinia. You cannot. Her body is there, and her soul is there. And you cannot be silenced, behind these walls, as long as you have that yourself, your soul. It was just brilliant and brilliantly realized. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I read the synopsis of this play yesterday because I had never seen it. And it sounded very strange. I almost didn't come. I'm like, am I ready for this? So I really appreciate all of the grief and the emotions that you must have gone through in taking on this plot, these characters, and the twists, and the double twists, and all of the drama that went into it. I just really want to congratulate you. My name is Alma Robinson. I'm the Director of California Lawyers for the Arts. We have been involved in expanding and implementing arts and corrections and working around the country. I want to introduce you to my colleague here, Kurt Copeland, who came from Michigan or Kentucky. I'm not sure. By Salem. Where did you come from, Kurt? I live in Michigan. You came from Michigan. Okay. And we crossed paths years ago with a number of activists to create a group called the Justice Arts Coalition, but many other trips in between. University of Michigan Art and Justice Forum. Now California Lawyers in the Arts has created a reentry program that I hope some of you will be part of when you leave this time. And we provide 8 internships for people to get job training in the arts, and we're hoping to expand that. But in the meantime, let's make the state live up to the rehabilitation promise. Amen. As it's been they added rehabilitation to the name of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. It took many years for them to try to live into that. So if you have a voice, if you can make a voice through a read Shakespeare, do write a letter to CDCR. It could be a group letter telling them how important this activity is and make sure they continue to fund it, because the state is under a budget crisis now. And it would be very easy for them to try to eliminate some of the rehabilitation work and the entry work that's going on. Let them know that this is important, and you are all important. Thank you for putting this together for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alma. And gosh, it is such a blessing we have your support, your organization, and lawyers like you. And I do want to just add, before we have a few more questions, is it's such an honor to have Kurt Copeland here with us and his wife Michelle. Kurt was the founder of the first Shakespeare in Prison program. And so really an honor.
Kurt is the reason why Shakespeare at San Quentin exists. I heard Kurt talk about the work that he did in Kentucky at a conference, and a few years later, we were inspired to get this program started. It would not exist without you and your work. Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you.
So I just want to speak on that rehabilitation thing. I've been down for quite a long time. I've been in Shakespeare for 4 or 5 years here at San Quentin. And when I first got here, my goal was to, when I get out, be able to, to do public speaking, raise awareness for people like me, kids who went through trauma and went the wrong direction, and possibly speak at my kids' church and just raise awareness. And I was terrified of speaking in front of people or going up on stage in front of anybody. And I got into Shakespeare because of a friend pushing me in this direction. And I've been here for, like I said, 4 or 5 years and been involved in, like I said, already place. And it's really, truly helped me in my rehabilitation to know me. I have no problem getting up and speaking in front of people. It's going to help me when I get out. And this is actually my last appointment. I'm gone in 5 months or less. And I'm just so grateful for Leslie and Soraya and just Shakespeare in general. It's just like opened my mind up and my eyes to something that I just never thought that I would do. So thank you guys.
debating whether or not I was going to say anything here, and I'm going to. First off, Leslie, thank you for the gift, what you give us every day. And thank you for the gift of doing this performance. I've been incarcerated for 46 years. And I acted before I came into the system, but I hadn't been on stage since 1977, 78. I'm sitting in Solano and I see a poster about Shakespeare, 2014. They had decided to expand the program and bring it to Solano. And so I took a chance, signed up, got in the group. Lo and behold, the first play, which we cannot name, she brings the director that I had worked with 45 years earlier, and I hadn't seen him in 45 years. Unfortunately, Jim has passed, but that is the gift this woman has brought. But she has given us this opportunity to grow and to learn. And I'm glad that I want to talk with you afterwards. I go to my board next month. It will be my 16th appearance. God willing, maybe about 5 or 6 soon. But I would love to work with the organization. It's so important. What I want to say is, we all say thank you to Leslie and Soraya. Tina, you need to be mentioned too, the veterans. So happy group. All the other people that worked with us in all of this. But the one thing I think that has not been said yet is, and this is from me personally, I want to thank every one of these cast members. Because if I did a good performance today, it was because of them. It was because of their work, their dedication. Us meeting in the gym every week for the last month and a half, 2 months on our own. Sometimes we got more rehearsal there than we did in the regular time. So this is who made this group the thing it is today. But what we do is we take and we learn from it. I said in a quote a number of years ago, theater taught me to put a mask on, to cover, to do her son. Prison made me put on a different mask. And theater now has given me the ability to pull that mask down and the true Steve Drown come out. So that is the gift that you guys have all given to me, and Leslie Currier, you two, and Soraya. So thank you.
I've come to Shakespeare at St. Quentin a number of times, and I have a general familiarity with all Shakespeare's plays. I suggested to some friends that they should try to come to see this, to see Shakespeare in St. Quentin, and they agreed. And then I learned it was going to be this particular play. And some of my friends are the kind of people who like to dig down before they see any kind of production to make sure they understand and get everything possible can be gotten out of the thing. And I let them know ahead of time. I said, don't even try with this play. I said, everybody makes mistakes, and this is one of Shakespeare's mistakes. But you guys, in this presentation, and as I understand now, some of Leslie's introduction of, let's stop and talk about this thing, put on by far the most interesting and poignant production of this play that I've ever seen. So thank you very much.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. And, all right, great. Eddie, have the mic.
I know you guys have been here for a while, like you guys all said, this is like the bloodiest play y'all ever put on. In light of the recent events in Quentin, right? It blood around here. I kind of tore it up, and I just want to know if y'all think this was a mistake at this time, at this play, with all of the shit and then.
No, it's right time because things are getting real worse. That's the time to start confronting. And the deal is people need to start talking to each other instead of wasting money, killing each other. There's enough place on the earth for everybody to share. The thing is, people got other priorities right now, but it takes time. It took time for people to redevelop themselves within here. And it's working. It's working real good. You know, you never see, since I've been in 1980, I was like 20 years old when I brought here. I was scared to death. But I'm still, I did something with myself through the time, rather than waste it. I made myself something rather than to give up. I decided to do something with it. It took a long time for me to do it because I was still part of this program, this system, the way it was designed. Right? But I was one of those guys that made choices for himself. And that got me a lot of respect. But the thing is, we help each other now. All races, of all ethnicities, and we're proving that rehabilitation work here. And it's going to spread out everywhere else. And thank goodness for Shakespeare. I always thank these two, especially Soraya. That's how I got into this myself. And believe me, I'm a beast. I'm a beast.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm so proud of each and every one of these guys. They worked hard. These guys, I've told them, y'all have the potential to have one of the best plays ever been made. Told you, did you all put in the work? You put your heart into it, and this is a tough subject. I just speak to some of y'all individually so that you will be encouraged to let's go through this fight. This is a battle. You just won today. And you know who your critics are? Your audience. They'll tell you.
I just wanted to say, I really like Shakespeare. I've never done one before, but I was having a hell of fun. And then, speaking of like second chances and everything, like he said, I kind of fell off the wagon about like 2 months ago. I was in some classes and everything, so I got hooked on something. It made me kind of want to get away from this and do that. Lost a lot of friends and stuff, and got in trouble. And then when I came here, I was just sitting in the audience because I heard my part got taken. I actually was not 12 behind. And then Lindsay was like, and holding up like, you can still try this. And I was like, extremely grateful that I got a second chance to actually play a part that I thought was going to miss. So, because of all of that, everything I thought I screwed up, I thought I screwed everything up. He still gave me a second chance, and I'm grateful that I had a hell of fun. So, thank you.
First and foremost, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. I've been on tour, and one of the ladies that introduced me to Shakespeare, Alejandra, thank you. About a few years ago, introduced us to Shakespeare, the whole host. So we appreciate that. And you gentlemen did a damn good job. I'm sitting, I'm proud of you. And Steve, my hat's off to you, kudos.
thank you for the vulnerability. Just to give a little bit more context, there's been some recent incidents in the prison. There's been some suicides, there's been some murders, there's been some assaults that have been, that were deeply personal for a lot of people here. You know, and I can see the whole, again, thank you for sharing that, you know. And just to kind of answer what you're saying is, this is the time. This is the time, you know, because we've spent a lot of time here, right? You know, doing our time, you know. And some of us really trying to find out, like, what led us to this? You know, why are we here? And now that we're here, what are we doing about it? You know, we can stay today, where we are all day, and just be in that chaos and that violence, or we can come in here, right? And I don't have to look at you any different because of what crime you've committed or what racial background you're from, or none of that has to matter. We're coming together, right, to do something positive, to grow, to move forward from that. Yes, they say that, and this is the time. So we can understand what can we do to stop our violence. What are we doing now instead of reacting to things, responding, taking a step back, and thinking, you know what, I should be more mindful of this, I should be more mindful of what I do. How do I carry in my life? So when I do go back to the building, when I do go back to wherever I go to here's the yard, and I'm facing constant triggers, and I'm facing violence, and I'm facing aggression, and I'm facing things that make me want to go back to that place. Right? I'm reminded in spaces like this, I don't have to. I don't have to. I have control over myself. I don't have to. And that honors me, that honors my family, that honors my community, and again, that honors especially my victims, my survivors, the people which are the reason why. So thank you for bringing that up. I really wanted to say something about that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Jay. Yeah, thank you, Eddie, for that question. And my heart goes out to everyone who's suffering from the violence, the suicide. And my hope and prayer is that when we have programs like these, like our Shakespeare program, and there's many other wonderful programs too at this prison, we create connection. Like we're creating a connection, a friendship, a family, and when we have that connection, we're not going to quite turn on the person next to us because we fostered a connection. So may that connection and that love just ripple out to all beings who may benefit. We are coming to the end of our time. Oh, we did great. I see Kurt. Please.
So I do two things really well. I sweat and I cry easily. One thing that I think I take away from Shakespeare and this work that I do is a quote from Ophelia. And it's been articulated in so many different ways here today. So I leave you with that. We know who we are. We know not who we may be. And that's what Shakespeare behind bars is about to me. So thank you to Leslie and Bob, my friends, to Soraya, for taking inspiration from a talk I did at STAW so many years ago. We live to inspire others. That's what we live for. And so your gift to me is to take that inspiration and to create this. It's so much more. So thank you.
I just want to say that as a person living with autism, it's really hard for me to kind of get out of my comfort zone sometimes. And I want to thank Tim for being so persistent and stubborn. He kept on pestering me to do his makeup for him because he was playing a female character. And as you can see, I think he's too out the eyes. I was using this. But thanks to him, I'm now inspired to actually try and actually perfect, do makeup professionally. And starting fall, I